you behind. Pangu today is not about living. Any one child, any one woman, any one man, any one village, any one district or any one province behind, all of us must march together into a bright future. That is why we have taken back Papua New Guinea from the wrong hands. A hand that was filled with corruption and filled with greed. We put it back on the road Pangu saw in 1975. That road Pangu saw in 1975 was simply a road that leads to prosperity for all, irrespective of whether you come from mountains or lowlands, islands or mainland. Doesn't matter. You're a son and daughter born into your country. You deserve to have money in your pocket and a better future for yourself. But for the last 46 years, we've lagged behind despite us owning coconut, fish, timber, land, oil, gas, gold, and everything God can put in any country. God planted in this Garden of Eden called PNG. Yet we are so far behind. Why? That's a big question we ask in 2019. That's why we changed government in 2019. So that every child in this country, from all corners of our country, can be prosperous. Today, Pangu, under our present generation of leaders, talk about economic independence. What is economic independence? Education is our citizens' entitlement. Health is our citizens' entitlement. Good road is our citizens' entitlement. Power is our citizens' entitlement. Law and order is our citizens' entitlement. But whilst government gives this thing, if our people don't have money in their pocket, then they are still slaves in their own land. Today, Pangu associates this country with economic independence, just like we gave political independence in 1975. Today, we want to also give economic independence. Taking back Papua New Guinea is all about you must get money in your pocket as citizens of this land, as sons and daughters of this land. Is that all right for you? Yeah. There are many ways, and we started that in the last 3 years. We put intervention in the agricultural sector. We put price support in coffee, cacao, copra. Today, coffee is being bought at 12 kina a kg. When we took government, coffee was at 3 kina 50 a kg. I went to Goroka in 2020 and I said, coffee no longer must be below 6 kina. Today, by God's grace, coffee is being sold or purchased at 12 kina 50 toya. We're making interventions so that our people can have money in their pocket. A clear difference between us and past governments or the past road we've come is that they talk about education, health, infrastructure. That's also what we are talking about because it's your entitlement. But a clear distinction between us and most is that we want to find road to put money into the hands of our people so that you can control your own destiny and not depend on government or one or two only in our country. Is that okay for you? Yeah. I look at our country with many school dropouts and I cry. How comes we have not found solution for the school dropouts? How comes we're leaving kids off at grade 8, grade 12, grade 10 and they got no future? What is their future for them in their own country? We are paying for school fees of all kids who are now into colleges and universities. We brought back over 70,000 kids in the last 3 years who left grade 8, grade 10 or grade 12 doing nothing. They've come back and matriculated to be in school again so that they could finish off at grade 12. We're doing all our best to better education, better health, better road connections throughout our country, better law and order, but all these things cannot be done in 3 years. Last 3 years were 3 hard years. When we took government in 2019, the total economy was run down by the previous regime. We took it to reconstruct a better economy, and we're still working. In 2020, COVID-19 descended, shut down the global economy. In 2021, it was still hard. In 2022, there was a big war happening in Ukraine and Russia that affected global economy. But I just want to say thank you to God, number one. He's kept our country secure. Latino die long sick COVID because God was up. You know, los rombos James Marape. Or you know, long puri lo man, no glass man, no was man, no God. Over God and was lo country blogan. Now me play stop, now me stop good here. Number two, me like to thank you all people. You have given trust to the change of government that took place in 2019. And you understood that we're trying our very best. You saw me fighting with the big multinationals and took 51% from program. Before we own only 5%. Before we own only 5% and they said it's hard for our government to get bigger percentage for our people. I said, no, it's not going to happen under my watch. And country bloom blood. Take back PNG is all about getting back more. We got 51% and for the first time, the big multinational giant, Barrick, and I said thank you to Barrick. He agreed. He saw that it was true. that we must own more. We have 51, they have 49 today. We're getting back more from Pinangas. All these things are part of the bigger work that we are doing. But election has come upon us as a democratic country. I want you people to give me the Honorable Thomas Opa. We will not let Gulf people and Kerema people and Iokea down in the next 5 years. If in the next 5 years I come back here in these villages, the big villages all the way back to Kerema Bay, if you are still not yet touched by government presence, then in 2027 you don't deserve to re-elect myself or Thomas Opa back into Parliament. Is that okay? Can I have this agreement with you? Just give us 5 years and see how we go. If in the last 3 hard years we could have stabilized our country, we could have ensured that our country still receives development funds all over and every part of our country, then I ask our country, there will be many, many people coming around with all manners of languages, especially those who have served in the recent past government. Ask them, how comes this village is still in dark and no power has come into this village yet? You deserve to ask us this question. Ask them, how comes road hasn't been connected yet? And by the way, for those in Kerema, we've already issued contract for the last 15 kilometers to link into Kerema from what's the place again? Epo into Kerema. Last we've given, and we will work on the upgrade of the remaining areas in the Hiritana Highway that is not yet sealed to be given major sealing status, so we can have road that runs all the way to Kerema that fits in and out of the Hiritana Highway. Those of you who live on this side, north and south side of the Hiritana Highway. So our intention for our country is good. For the next 5 years, I want you to consolidate your candidate today, who happens to be my candidate. I can give you my assurance that Pangu Pati, in all indications so far, we will be back in government. We'll be back in government. And when we come back in government, the Honorable Thomas Opa is not going to be sitting in the back seat or the side seat. He's already in the front seat with us. He's already in the front seat with us. To all of you who've come from other villages to be with Thomas and the family here in this occasion, I want you to go outside after this program. Be rest assured, you're in the right place at the right time with the right team, doing the right thing for not only Kerema but for our country, because Thomas will contribute to the greater movement that is happening in our country to transform all parts of our country and not just Kerema and Gulf province. With this, I just say, I want to see you all again on the other side of the election. Thank you, chiefs, for allowing me to be part of the chieftainship system here in this village. I sincerely appreciate our honor. I take as the greatest honor. Of course, Prime Minister is the greatest of them all. But Prime Minister cannot be floating on air. Prime Minister is Prime Minister when you have people and leaders along with you. And I value the honor you've given me today. Thank you very much for the good honor you've given me. Thank you for the welcome. All of you have welcomed us. Myself and Rachel will come back one more time to the village. We were in a Bung place, Bung house, houseman. I will send Rachel come back here and work with Mrs. Opa and all the mothers here for mothers and community health program. Our government is also about taking the mothers with us. Mama staff, Ayumi staff. Am I right? Thank you. I'm going to now. I'm like to fight a lot of people. Let me come back. And we got night now, but it will not be night forever. There's a morning coming for each and every one of us. I want every son and daughters of this village to have hope that your country is in safe hands. In the last 3 years, we have not abused our country through corruption. We have not abused the country through misuse. In 3 tough years, we've taken it back and put it on a safe road, the road that our fathers saw in 1975. And I give you our guarantee, in the next 5 years, you will see full maturity of what Pangu means by economic independence. What Pangu means by taking back our resources and you sit in the driver's seat of being the resource developer yourself. What Pangu means by better health, better road, better infrastructure, better health services, better education, leaving no child behind.